Hello and welcome to all Booma peeps, trolls, and haters. This is just a heads up to all of you questionable human beings tuning in to this Digital Samurai News episode. Please be warned that the following presentation will include some profanity and some mild drug use depictions. More will make sense, hopefully, once we get the lowrider rolling here. For some further context as we get started with regards to the channel and previous show, Booma San was introduced in the last episode as Dee realized that this Rumble channel was crossing the 4,200 subscriber threshold. Well, 4,200 means there's a 420 in there somewhere, and thus, Booma San wanted to jump into the picture. Non-vaxxer 420 gets it. Booma San and Booma San just completely forgot to mention that all-important fact. Are they really all there in the head? I think we all know the answer to that. Anyway, please note and or be reminded that D and all his ridiculous characters in that D mind of Booma San are now sober 7.5 years, and D does not promote drug use. I mean, just watch his material, and it should be an obvious warning to all kids everywhere that there are serious ongoing side effects that follow drug and alcohol abuse even after sobriety. So please be cautioned. I mean, there's something seriously wrong with D, and if you don't know that by now, I just don't know what else to tell you. Yet, because more of you are jumping on this crazy Booma train for whatever wacky reason, let's kickstart this show with a couple characters from the 70s and 80s that also influenced Booma San's earlier years and played their cultural role in the creation of Booma San. While Booma San is now simply a digital surfer dude promoting positive vibes, we must remember that in order to indeed keep the vibes of this truther movement high, we need to get rid of the clowns, frauds, and especially perverts, like the one that will be shamed here in Phil Godlewski. So please heed this warning. Buckle your seatbelts. Don't smoke or ingest reefer before or while you drive. But do enjoy the show at Fraudlewski's pathetic expense. And as Booma San puts it, positive vibes, brah.
Hey man, am I driving okay?
I think we're parked, man.
Oh shit. God damn, I was in that shit, man. I never had no dope like that before in my life, man. That's the heaviest shit I ever smoked, man. I mean, I smoked a lot of shit before, man, but damn, man, that's heavy shit.
You okay?
I can't breathe.
What's the matter?
I can't breathe, man.
Well, here, hey, man.
Oh,
Hey, I got something that'll mellow you out, man. You're just freaking out. Here.
I never smoked no shit like that before.
Take these,
what?
man. Take these. This'll
What
mellow
is
you
this?
out, man.
What is that, man?
Let's take them, man. Oh. Hey, don't take those, man.
What?
I almost gave you the wrong shit, man.
Hey, man, I already took them, man.
Whoa.
Hey, what do you mean? Whoa.
Wow, man.
Hey, what was that shit, man?
You just ate the most acid I've ever seen anybody eat in my life.
Hey, man, I never had no acid before, man.
Geez, I hope you're not busy for about a month.
Shit, I'm gonna die, man. That stuff's gonna make me die, man.
No, that's good acid.
Hey, man, I never had it before, man. That's gonna make me die. It's gonna make me freak out, man.
man.
I seen those guys that walk around my neighborhood had too many acid, man. Their head looked like a pumpkin like that, man.
Mellow out, relax,
Like
man.
that.
Hey, mellow out, man. Now just go,
What?
Do it, man.
Oh, shit.
Mellow.
Oh, man.
Mellow. Yeah. You better now, man?
Yeah.
You mellow?
Yeah.
Feel alright, huh?
What are you doing, man?
Sometimes that helps, man. Sometimes that helps, man. Take a little trip
take a little trip. Oh, oh, oh. What's up, everybody? It's Booma San, the digital samurai for truth. And we're not going to get into Hippie San in this episode, but I had some stuff to catch you up on, and I think the intro lady, thank you for your intro. I think she kind of slammed me a little bit there. Be warned, kids. Even in sobriety, there's still side effects. It is still worth it. Sobriety is great. I so much prefer to just have a clear mind as much as possible, but who would have thought you get sober and the world is even crazier than you thought it was. But all intros aside, I know everybody wants to get to the Phil Godlewski stuff. Ah! Sometimes it helps, man. We're gonna get to it. You can fast forward. It's a freaking video. All the people that are like, what is he saying about my precious Phil? Oh no, my precious Phil. Another person coming out and exposing him. No, no. Yeah, well, whatever. But anyways, so in my research, and I've been watching this guy, as you saw in the title there, Shack2daFuture. And Shack2daFuture turned me on to the PAYtriot Archive Channel on Telegram. And this Telegram channel, whoever the mind is behind that, I think was one of the first, if not the first, to really come out and be exposing Phil. But we'll see. People can tune in. I don't have any connection to these guys. I see them online, and it's better that way. There's no, networking. There's no incentive to cover anybody. So I'm going to cover Shack2daFuture. We're going to get his X on here, Twitter account that is, and this PAYtriot Archive Channel Telegram. And we're going to show you some things that I think is interesting. So this coming from the Telegram, PAYtriot Archive Channel on Telegram, and this is the welcome new members. One of the reasons why I created this channel is to archive some of Phil's crazy claims with dates for easy and accurate reference. As you can imagine, there were so many contradictions, which prompted me to create compilations showing the contradictions/inconsistencies. I have pinned those original compilations so that they are easier to find. I have tried to be as extensive as possible when it comes to the captions of my posts and clips so that it will be easier to find what one may be looking for. I suggest utilizing the search option and typing in keywords, names, or dates. Example, deposition, Catherine, water, 5Q, BD. If you want to get to the top of this channel, search 410. There are some nowhere near all court documents in this channel, which is another exciting thing about this, because if anybody's curious about what's going on with the court stuff, Shack2daFuture and this Telegram channel is covering it. So some documents in this channel have been redacted to the best of my ability to hide the identity of Phil's victim, which will be referred to as BD. The redacted documents can be found in the media section of this channel, and other court documents will be in the file section. So I wanted to give you guys a little welcome there. And then to kick this thing off, so I thought it was really interesting. I'm going to open up the Telegram here, but who's been getting like the most praise for exposing Phil? Well, that would be Nick Alvear. But here we have, so what is this, January of 29th of this year, I'm assuming, where we got some text messages here that I'll go into in just a moment. But it says right here, this is the new guy exposing Phil. I just recently found out about him live streaming some of the PAYtriot Archive Channel's compilations and research. Got a few key details wrong, and him sharing our content on his channel. Apparently, he's working on a new documentary about Godlewski, which we know is the greatest fraud on earth. Now, why the ever so sudden change of heart, Nick Alvear? Looking at those texts, it seemed far less sinister than what people make him out to be. Pretty sick that he would say that, no? We're going to get to those texts in a moment. And now he's an expert at exposing Phil? Look forward to your film, Nick. I wonder if it will be behind a paywall. So, oh yeah, thanks for the unwarranted block. So apparently he got blocked by Nick. I didn't even say anything in your chat yet. It's getting crew tutu on Telegram with these bans. They love PAYtriot Archives content, but hate the mind behind the content. So let's get into some of these texts. And I found this very interesting, considering he did do that documentary that has now been distributed widely. Gets a lot of praise for it too, but PAYtriot Archive Channel was ahead of the game. So let's check out this first one here. OCD. All right. So this is Nick Alvear, Good Lion Nick. Dang, well, every story has many sides of truth. And this is him talking about Phildo before he made that documentary. Personally, I don't see a 25-year-old as a mature adult. The brain for a male doesn't even reach its growth until 35. He knew what he was doing was wrong, that's for sure. But could he help it? Looking at those texts, it seemed far less sinister than what people make him out to be. Interesting, huh? I don't think Phil is a pedophile like that which people attach the cabal with. There could be flexibility here. You can hate him for it. But what's that doing to you? Reach understanding and honor yourself more. Not siding with a pedophile here, as I don't think Phil has an attraction to children. Have you seen what 15 years look like now? Even then. Oh, this is weird. So I don't see Phil pedoing at the moment or in the last 10 years. He was 25 and fell in love with a 15-year-old. He's making excuses for him here, so it's very strange that he did come out eventually and do that documentary. A pedo prays in the darkness. Phil was a dumb 25-year-old who fell for a 15-year-old. Wow, this is weird, man. So after all of that we've gone through in the more recent times with Nick Alvear, here he is saying good things, or at least in a positive light towards Phildo. It's very strange. And then now he's talking about his Pervywood series. I made Pervywood, called out a handful of pedos for years. I know what a pedo is. People get crazy when I help them see what's up. Alita, I saw your post also before you deleted it. Thanks for sharing it. I was 19 turning 20 and was with a 40-year-old for 2 to 3 years. Here we go. Men's frontal lobes, talking about the brain. So, OCD, let's fix this. That's what I was trying to get across. Phil was a dumb 25-year-old, but he's not an evil man lusting for children under 12 years old. People get way too highly strung on the word pedo without considering the reality of what a pedo is. Can I go into the group chat and say something? No, not if you're going to talk like that, man. What is this? This Telegram channel pointing it out that not only was he exposing Phil long before the greatest fraud on earth that Nick Alvear put out, but Nick had some choice things to say there about Phil and his relationship with a 15-year-old. Ooh, that's important context, I think, because obviously there's accounts that have way more followers and all that jazz. That's how the internet works. Why did Nick go from that tune to making that documentary and then becoming the face of basically exposed pedophile? This is strange. So to get into the next part, let's get back into the Telegram, if I can find my tabs. And I want to go... So I don't want to share all of his work, obviously. Like, he's done a lot of work, and I want to respect that. But at the same time, the only way that this is going to get any further is if someone takes it to the next level. And for some reason, like it was pointed out in that intro, and like I said, for some reason, I've broken past 4,200. So I'll do what I can to highlight some of this work here, and then I'll link to this Telegram channel down below this video. But who are the members of the 5? So this is compilation number 2, and he says that I updated my first compilation to add the Steve Bannon contradiction. Phil controls the 5, in his words. Who are the members? Apparently it's Scavino, Flynn, Patel, entity known as Snowden, not Bannon. Just kidding. Bannon is the 5th member. And so I got this one pulled up just to make it a little bit easier on the editing and for clarity purposes. Right here's the video that he put together. So let's check out. Now we're going to get into a lot of the lies and the contradictions and then just the ridiculousness of this Phil Godlewski, who arguably is the worst grifter of them all. However, they all seem to pop up and give this guy a run for his money. Let's see what he had to say about the 5.
Is Phil one of the 5? Me? Am I one of the 5? I would be 6. There's the 5, which I control. Not control, but it's I'm not going to get into that. But there's the 5, and then there's me. And I do special things. That's enough. Scavino, one of the 5. Yes. Let it be known that that's the first time I've ever revealed any members of the 5. Is Flynn one of the 5? Yes. Let it be known that's only the second time in the history of this show. Is Cash Patel one of the 5? Yes. You guys are doing well tonight. Doing very well. Is the entity known as Edward Snowden part of the 5? Yes. Is Bannon one of the 5? No. Steve Bannon, number 5. Yes.
Steve Bannon, Flynn. There's a question for you guys, or for it, whatever. Is Phildo one of Flynn's? Huh? He's pretty big on him. I've been exposing a lot of Flynn lately, and for a while now, with the Mike Gill stuff and the various other people that have been coming in and talking about this. This network, man, it's driving me crazy. But there you go, in his contradictions and his lies, and then the people that he's holding up now in question. I mean, let's get into some more of this. So for the next, let's get into Shack2daFuture's X page. So Shack2daFuture on X, exposing the grifters all day, every day. If you do shady stuff, I will put you on a satire stage. Cue the band and music. You'll all go down together. It's a beautiful thing. I appreciate your mission. But in this one, it's a Mission Impossible Phil throwback to February Phil 2022. Expose Phil Godlewski. And anybody can go on X and you type in this hashtag, and I'm telling you, there's just a gold mine of information. But Shack2daFuture consistently exposing this guy. But Expose Phil Godlewski says he overperformed on his pretend mission. Have Phil Godlewski, you now realize that the internet is forever. You recklessly lied for sport and for money, never once expecting to be held accountable. Well, look at you now, snowman boy. Your lies are now so well documented that people who search your name will get a backstage pass to your shit show. Your kids will also be free to search you up online so they can learn all about who you really are and what you really did to innocent people. Hopefully they will vow to be nothing like you or your sick and twisted family of scumbags. And then he lists some of them here. So let's get into this Mission Possible, as he puts it.
At a mission.
I think I overperformed.
They don't even know I'm done yet. Sitting here doing it live.
So I said a little, I can't even talk. I said yesterday I was going to be gone for a good 24, 48 hours. Barely 24. So those of you that said, oh, he's going to be gone 2 to 4 days.
No. I didn't say that.
Only had until tomorrow to get it complete because of a couple things. So obviously I got done early.
And,
wait till you see what's about to happen.
just remember me when it does.
You'll know it was me.
You'll know. I don't have to tell you. I don't have to draw attention to it. You'll know. You'll just know. What we're going to do tonight is I'm going to take questions about only a certain topic.
So there you go. And so we're getting into the lies and really a lot of his narcissism. This guy, he got big enough and enough money to where he just started getting cockier and cockier and dumber. And then guys like this, and it's the same thing when I came from Gene Decode, is that Gene has the timeline thing, and I've never heard Phil actually use timelines, but they'll use disinformation necessary, which throws everything into like question about everything that they do, because they can just say disinformation necessary and wipe it all clean, at least to their followers. But so we're in the lies and all this stuff, but this is like the big stuff that he has lied about. Here he's saying, as Shack2daFuture is pointing out, Phildo met Assange, was offered a job in the new administration, would beat at real Donald Trump in golf. Count the lies told by narcissist Phil Godlewski. Godlewski gets fake emotional baby every time he thinks of his stint in the CIA. Security clearance, Snowden, CIA training, all these things in question. 9/11, 8chan admin, Q-Post, has a law degree. I mean, he's talking about being the controller of Dan Scavino. He's talking about being Ezra A. Cohen or controlling him or however it works, man. And you never know on whatever lie stream that he does. But theft by deception. I don't know who's this. Is this his father? I'm not real sure, but he's pointing him out at JP God 44. God, these people. And fraud if you refuse to set the record straight regarding the money you benefit from because of your son's endless lies. Tell these people the truth and let them decide whether to give their life savings to your criminal family via Goldco, Kelly Felix, 7K Metals, all these different various things that Phil Godlewski has pushed. But
Have I been out?
let's get into this video here. Lots of great work done by you, bro.
Have I been offered a position in the administration? Yes. Am I the Phil in Drop 101? Yes. Did I have a hand in writing any drops? Yes. Did I invent the comm system? Yes. There's an explanation there, but yes. Did I help create the drop method? Yes. Am I the highest anon? Yes. Have I met R? Yes. Am I the code writer? Yes. Have I ever held a security clearance? Yes. Do I have a seat at the table? Yes. Have I ever been to Langley? Yes. Have I seen the pictures of the kids under the Capitol? Unfortunately, I have. Does me being in the dark mean anything? No, but my eyes do have a sensitivity to light. It's part of my DNA thing with the, not the DNA, but the blood, the AB negative blood. Have I ever been on an Air Force One? Yes. Have I ever golfed with Trump? No. Although that would be great. I'd probably beat him. Have I ever been deputized? Yes. Have I ever administered 8chan? Yes. Was I a child prodigy? Kind of, yes. Was I contacted by the government in any way? Yes. Do I have a law degree? Yes. Have I ever been a white hat hacker? Yes. Do I know Scavino personally? Yes. Are you or have you ever been part of any 3-letter agency? Yes. Was I put here to help us through? Was I put here to help all of us through this? Yes. Have I ever met Snowden? Yes. Was I stationed with Snowden? Yes. Have I roomed with Ezra? Yes. Have I met Assange? Yes. Did I write QComs? Yes. Am I now or have I ever been in any branch of the military or government? No, not officially. Did I create the method of comms? Yes. Have I ever worked with Steve Jobs? Technically, yes. Did I get out because of 9/11? Yes. Have I ever met a military general? Yes. Did I ever have a conversation with ECW? Yes. Was there a character based on me in the movie Snowden? Yes. Do I believe the Q team used Looking Glass? Yes. Have I personally used Looking Glass? No. Did I work on Looking Glass? No. Did I go through CIA training? Yes.
Oh, he doesn't cry about allegedly seeing the kids under the Capitol or whatever, but he cries because he's so proud of his CIA training, allegedly. Oh my God. And I'm not going to read through this. I'll have it here up on the screen, but it was included in that post. Does anyone else remember when Phil pretended to hold back tears after he claimed that he had CIA training? Yeah, so not sure why that part of it gets him so much, but he's just so full of himself that that's what comes out. But take a little trip, take a little trip, take a little trip with me. So let's get back to the Telegram if I can find it here. There we are. Next one up. So the big thing about Phil is when it all came out about his case. A lot of people came out and then even changed their tune. I mean, X22, some of these guys. I don't know the full details of all of that as far as like some of them recanting what they said. I think it was after I had left Decode and him and some others, I was told, and now you guys can fill it in the comment section if you know the more details about this, because I stopped watching the dude. I watched the guy more than anyone doing all this editing and stuff for like 9 to 10 months. But they were asking him if what they thought of Phil, and they wouldn't speak on it. And they were saying that patriots don't turn on other patriots and all that united, not divided kind of lingo that this network likes to use. So a lot of these people just will not come out and speak against somebody else. Even when you're saying that you're in a movement to save the children, it makes me sick. But that we could go so far. And so I'm going to pull these up in a moment. But I wanted to highlight what he's pointing out here because this was when everything started to change, at least for Phil, though, when it became more widely known about his court case with the 15-year-old. So according to Phil's court documents, on 12th of November 2010, he pled guilty to PA 6301 A1-M1. According to Phil's police criminal complaint from July 2010, 6301 A1 included sexual intercourse and was considered an M1. So I think it's a misdemeanor. It appears that specific charge was amended on the 7th of October of 2010 and was scheduled to take effect 60 days from that date. So what changed? The sexual offense went from a misdemeanor in the first degree to an F3, a felony in the third degree. So let's say, for an example, as an example, Phil was arrested and charged and pled guilty to the same crime after the amendment. His corruption of minors sexual offense charge would have been a felony in the third degree, and he would have been required to register as a sex offender after serving jail time. So think about that. The timing of his case and how he ended up with a misdemeanor. If it would have been just a little bit later or any time thereafter, it would have actually been a felony and he would have had to register as a sex offender. It's, oh man, it lined up for him in a lot of ways. And then, so there's some source documents to that information. And of course, as always, I'm going to link to this Telegram as well as Shack2daFuture's X account so you guys have access to them, because a lot of people have been asking me to expose Phil, and I'm all like, man, I don't know what else I can do. But then I find this guy, and it seems like he's the one that's on it, man. So you follow him. If you don't have Telegram to follow this guy, then follow Shack2daFuture on X. If you don't have either of them, I will provide these two links down below for you guys, and you're getting a taste of it. I'm not sure what to do for some of you that aren't on some of these socials, but I get it. I totally freaking get it in this world. But I wanted to point out here, very importantly, edit. Did you notice that Nick Alvear took this post, my words, for his film, calling him out as a clown, and where is my cred, fool? So this whole Nick Alvear thing, basically jumping up to number one and getting all this praise, and then using someone like this guy's Telegram post for his documentary that he put out there. People need to be aware of this. And I'm not a very big channel either, so I do the best that I can to bring people's awareness to what I think is important. And that is important to acknowledge that Nick used his information in that documentary. And when you talk about AI that I included in the beginning of this with that woman that sounded very realistic in a lot of ways, I won't quite go there. But think about AI when you listen to Nick now in his videos. I don't know. Interesting. AI and all this stuff, and then like the stealing of other people's material and not giving them credit. What I do a lot on this channel is I just point to the work that other people have done and then put it through the mind of Booma San and then bring it to you all, because not everybody's on these platforms, and some of these people definitely not getting the recognition, for one, the cred, like he said, two, but I mean, you know what I mean. Just not getting what he deserves for all that he's already exposed on Fraudlewski. So to look at the documents pertaining to Phil's misdemeanor that would now be a felony, here you are, I have it up on the screen. I'm not going to read through all of this, but I wanted to show what he highlighted there. Whenever you open up pictures in Telegram, it takes it off the screen that I have for the screen recording. So right here, you can see corruption of minors, the offense defined. Whoever being of the age of 18 years and upwards by any course of conduct in violation of Chapter 31 relating to sexual offenses corrupts or tends to corrupt the morals of any minor less than 18 years of age, or who aids, abets, entices, or encourages any such minor in the commission of an offense under Chapter 31 commits a felony of the 3rd degree. So this is where the amendment came in and what he would be facing if he would have done it a little bit later than when he did and committed that act. And then to take a look at the other two pictures that he shows there, Section 3, this act shall take effect in 60 days. So this is highlighting the documents that I will link to down below that he shares on the Telegram. So if you're on Telegram, you'll have direct access to all this. But the PA Megan's law and the things that he links and cites to make more sense of how, yes, Phil technically has a misdemeanor, but that misdemeanor, a little bit later on, would now be a felony 3. And so now you can take a look at this, screenshot it if you want to on the screen here, but you can take a deeper look there at what the mind behind the PAYtriot Archive Channel is pointing out with regards to Phil's case. So next I wanted to get to, boom. So that was the one we just covered. Now let's get more up to date. So this was June 26, 2024, not too long ago. Now this gets into the actual case with Bree. So Shack2daFuture is pointing out, hashtag expose Phil Godlewski got shut down and the court agrees with Bree. So good things going on for Bree in that court situation that they have going on there if you weren't aware. And we're going to point out some of this here. So yes, she can still go after him for assault, battery, intentional infliction of emotional distress, IIED, and negligent infliction of emotional distress, which is NIED. Her proof in support of child sex abuse allegations against Philip was more than sufficient to move forward with the case. So sex with a minor is never consensual. That should just be obvious. And those texts that Nick put out there, that is just gross. To even try to slant it in a certain way. I don't understand that. So same for power imbalances like teacher and students, coach and students, etc. Phil should have known that what he did to her sexually would result in emotional distress. It's something that she's going to have to live with for the rest of her life. And then Phil tries to get, all the sympathy from people saying he's going to have to live with it for the rest of his life. Screw you, you narcissist son of a gun. Sexual intercourse and indecent contact qualify as forcible compulsion, and Bree only needed to prove one to qualify for the extended statute of limitations, but she proved both. So basically, it's not too late for you to finally pay for your crimes. Happy birthday, Fraudlewski. So apparently that was his birthday when this post came up, and I love it. So let's get into some of the stuff that he highlights here. So this is the combined summary. The court rejected Godlewski's argument that the sexual conduct was consensual and thus dismissed his motion to deny DB's claims for assault, battery, IIED, and NIED. It was determined that consent is not valid in cases involving minors or power imbalances, and DB adequately pleaded her emotional distress claims with sufficient facts. As a result, Godlewski's motion for partial judgment on the pleadings was denied. Detailed bullet points, assault and battery claims. The court ruled that sexual conduct involving minors or power imbalances, like a teacher-student relationship, cannot be considered consensual, invalidating Godlewski's defense. Intentional infliction of emotional distress, IIED. DB showed enough evidence of extreme and harmful behavior by Godlewski, along with severe emotional and physical harm, which the court found sufficient to proceed with the IIED claim. Negligent infliction of emotional distress, NIED. The court agreed that DB sufficiently demonstrated her emotional distress with physical symptoms and a special relationship with Godlewski, supporting her NIED claim. So the second one he highlights here is brief in support at page 7. This argument lacks merit. We again disagree, so pointing out specifically throughout the counterclaim, DB has alleged that Godlewski engaged in acts of child sexual abuse against her. It is quite difficult, if not impossible, for us to see how anyone, especially a public school employee, would believe that this conduct was not likely to result in severe emotional distress. And he's pointing to the actual court document, which you find a lot of those on the Telegram channel. Notable quotes from the court. Godlewski argues that DB's counterclaim fails to sufficiently plead forcible compulsion, and thus the applicable statute of limitations is the 2-year time period set forth in 5524 and not the 18 years of age plus 37 years set forth in 5533. Godlewski brief in support at page 7. This argument lacks merit, as he pointed out. And we read through that. I thought this was kind of good to point out. I don't believe this because Phil would have been arrested. Plus, there already was proof that Bree and her friend made it up. Bree was mad that Phil wouldn't have anything to do with her. So here we go. So Philip would have been arrested, and here he comes to clarify. He was arrested, you dumbass. And we have people who were actually inside jail with him, talking about Phil, both staff and inmates, and they unanimously agree that Filth was crying like a bitch, yelling about unaliving himself, and he refused to shut the heck up until shady Dr. Zaloga scooped him up and brought his whiny BS to the medical wing, where he stayed for the next 7 days on suicide watch. Then his POS fam bailed his pervy butt out and scrambled to pull together funds for a defense lawyer while Filth went shopping online to buy crap for his Corvette. He pestered Bree against court, no contact orders to plead the fifth and get him out of this mess, or he was gonna unalive himself. What else do you want to know? Expose Phil Godlewski. Like I'm telling you, man, you want to know what's going on with this and you want to have questions about Phildo? Go to @Shack2daFuture on X. He is the one to tune into when it comes to hashtag expose Phil Godlewski. And then, of course, PAYtriot Archive Channel on Telegram if you're on Telegram. Man, it was my pleasure to bring this all to you guys. This itself was just a little snapshot because I didn't want to take from too much of their work because there's a lot of it and it seems to be continuous. They are on this situation like nobody else. And with this case that's going on with Bree, who knows what's going on with the Nick Alvear thing. There's something shady there now when you look at the text that he had before he did that documentary. I don't know what's really going on there, but people need to be aware of that and follow people like Shack2daFuture and the PAYtriot Archive Channel on Telegram, as opposed to thinking that Nick's the man for exposing Phil when he said some pretty, I'll just say weird things regarding Phil and that relationship with the 15-year-old well before he actually put out the documentary. So what is really going on in this movement? And as Mike Gill said, if we can get that recording to be released by Liz Harris, you'll hear that the alternative media is 98% controlled by the CIA. Who is CIA? Who isn't CIA? I have no idea. But when I see smaller accounts like these ones not getting the credit, I mean, I'm a smaller account. Small accounts promote other small accounts. Less likely CIA. You just saw, we took a little trip with PAYtriot Archive, Telegram, and Shack2daFuture. And I hope you all enjoyed it. Much more to come from D Hippie San. I didn't want to get into it in this one because the intro was already super long. But as always, it was a painfully beautiful production. And I appreciate you all. Much more to come. And you got a little bit of Cheech and Chong in there as well. So hopefully it made you laugh a little bit because some of this material makes me sick. And anyways, I won't keep you any longer. I love you all. God bless. This was Booma San, the Digital Samurai for Truth. And I will catch you on the next one. Peace.
Hello, Mexican Americans. Like to answer telephones and say hello to whoever's on the other end. What's up, tonto?